next play investors. What's the next play? Flight Investors. What's the next play?
Today.
We are. Man,
You don't know? Look up.
That was so silly.
Look up. Look up. Look up.
That is so silly.
Oh man, it's a good day to be back in the
Yes,
neighborhood.
Yes, I'm
The
tired.
next play team has assembled again.
I'm glad I finally made it on time.
Oh yeah. I'm glad you did too.
I've been running late. It's crazy. I had a funeral yesterday, and then
Oh,
my line sister dad passed away, so his viewing was today. So I'm just like, Lord,
yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
Oh, man. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to
Thank
hear
you.
that. My condolences.
Man, definitely my condolences. My condolences.
Thank you. It's crazy because you remember I told you all about my aunt, my mom's best friend.
Mhm.
She died December 11th, and her mom passed away January 19th. It was just
Wow.
a lot.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Well,
Yeah.
welcome back.
Welcome back.
Another episode of the Next Play in Investor Series. I want to call it. This is our second year, and I want you to like, subscribe to the channel. You can catch us here every Sunday at 7:30. You also can catch us on YouTube. All our lives are recorded on YouTube, on Facebook, and every week we're here to talk about stocks, investments in real estate, cryptocurrency, passive income, credit, businesses, and just trying to shift the culture. So tune in every Sunday. We'll be here, unless it's a holiday. And every week, we start to show off with, good vibes, success stories from the week. It could be anything from, new business ventures, some stock trades you may have made, life, family, it doesn't matter. We just like to start to show off with a good vibe. Or, sometimes it's not always good, but, we try to start it off with a good vibe. So I'll start off first, make it, since I got the mic. Last week, one of our members shared a story with us after hours, and it was very motivational for me. And I realized that I was not taking advantage of all the options that I have. Being able to just be free and kind of do what you want to do. You don't realize how good you got, so to speak. So this week, I took some time to reflect on that, and I just basically stepped everything up. I was reading a book. I was doing it 30 minutes a day. I bumped it up to an hour. Going to the gym, instead of going once a day, I went twice a day, all week, because to be honest with you, I was kind of squandering my time, which is one of your most valuable assets. So, shout out to the brother, gave me some motivation, some inspiration, lit a fire up under me. And I'm gonna try to carry it through the rest of the year. So I turned it up a notch, so to speak. So y'all could take the mic, Nicole, with that smile on your face, like you're ready to go. Oh, your mic is off. Your mic is off.
I think that that testimony last week did the same for me as well, Stacey, and everyone else. Also, I remember a couple of weeks ago, Franco kept talking about, getting up earlier and, changing his mindset. So when I first started 3 years ago being an AP, I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning at the school before everybody else with the cafeteria people. And then when the pandemic came, I just kind of was like, I ain't doing that no more. And so every day for the last 2 years, I've been feeling rushed. When I get to work, I just throw my stuff down and running. So yesterday, last Wednesday, I woke back up at 5 o'clock, and I've been waking back up at 5, and I feel amazing. I get to go to work, eat my breakfast, sit down, drink my coffee, and those types of things are very, very important. I told y'all last week about the credit cards I got. So I put everything back at a zero balance except for, of course, American Express. It's not at a zero balance, but it'll be back at a zero balance. But all of my credit cards are back at a zero balance.
She said all her credit card back at a zero balance.
Zero, 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 zero.
Give her a clap. She got all zero. Now, how long that gonna happen?
Now, how long you gonna leave them at zero?
That is a good question.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I asked for a reason.
Listen, me and my line sisters, we was at the at the wake, looking for a flight to LA. We're not going to the Super Bowl, but we just want to kind of be in the presence.
So how long Again,
I
good
know that's a
question.
good question, Sam.
How long are you gonna leave at 0?
I'll probably put that in the prayer box as well.
I think the rule. I think Casey can correct me on this. But if you leave it at 0 for 1 month, one reporting cycle, it helps your credit out a little more, and then put something back on it.
Thank you.
That's correct.
Thank you for that tip. So we should do a bet if I could keep it like that.
No, we ain't gonna bet on your money. We ain't gonna bet on your
But
money.
I think I heard Reggie chime in. He
What's
said
up,
that's
Reggie?
correct.
Yeah, he said
How you
that's
doing?
correct. Uh-huh.
Yeah, you'll see it bump up about 15 points. Unfortunately, mine went down about 15 points when I bought my new laptop, and I bought it on the Apple Card, and I didn't know when Apple reported. Apple's really cryptic about that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I make sure
That's
to
interesting that
zero
you
out
bring
all
that
my
up.
stuff. Huh?
That's interesting that you brought that up. When they report,
Yeah, I didn't know when Apple reported.
Yeah, if you know when they report, you can actually manipulate your
Oh yeah,
actual
that's
spending,
the whole deal.
your usage and utilization by knowing when they actually report, and you can transfer the money to another card that don't report at the same time.
That's just like that credit card hack. You pay the same payment, except for pay it twice a month. And then, especially if you paid it off, it's at 0, leave it there for 30 days, let it report again at 0, then you can use it. And that's the way you work it.
Well, I asked my creditors, I asked them because I'm asked questions, when do you all report? And if you ask the right person, they'll tell you when they report.
I mean,
So.
it's a lot of times it's in there.
In your bill.
Yeah, it's in your bill. It'll tell you.
Well, let's take it a step
It's
further.
right in the bill. Unfortunately, with the Apple Card, you don't get a bill. There's no paper bill. There's no. Apple Card's weird like that.
So how do you know?
I figure it out.
How do you make your payment?
You can only make it through your phone. Through your phone or your iPad. That's the only way you can make a payment through your, for Apple Card. Through your wallet. You have to use an Apple wallet.
Okay.
And wherever your wallet's located, it might be on a phone, but it has to be on an Apple product.
So you don't get
you can just go on your regular computer and make an Apple Card payment.
Nothing in the mail.
Nope. That's Apple for you. Doesn't anybody have an Apple account, Apple Card?
I don't have.
I have an Apple account, but I don't have a card.
Yeah, I use Apple Pay. I don't have a credit card from.
I don't have a card.
I'm on a mission not to have any personal credit. I'm on a mission not to have any personal credit. I don't want personal credit. I ain't gonna lie.
I would like to convert my personal to business credit myself.
And I wanted to say something about that when your score dropped to 15 points. If it was the business, then it wouldn't affect your score.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was that?
If the card was up under your business, it wouldn't affect your personal score.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah.
They're two separate entities. Your business, the EIN number is just like a social security number for.
Well, business credit doesn't operate like personal credit. So you can get as many inquiries and all of that as long as you make your payments on time. That's what makes a difference. You can apply for a lot of cards. That's part of my success story this week. But yeah, you can actually utilize your business credit a lot better. Even like with the utilization, you don't really have to worry about it with business credit like you do personal credit. So, it's just operating a totally different way from a lot of the things we talk about as far as personal credit. But, we got to fit. I tell my success story.
Mm-hmm.
So my success story for this week, I got more business credit. That's one. That's one of the main success stories I got this week. Is I got more business credit.
What you get?
Oh man, I ain't gonna tell you. Man, it's simple stuff.
What you get, man?
I got a little credit with you.
You got your gas card.
I got my gas card, and I got Lowe's. So you know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. Hey, we ain't talking about a whole lot. You know what I mean? We ain't talking about a whole lot. We just talking about a little bit. You know what I mean? But I I'm back eating. I'm going back to the raw diet. Them folks scared me at the doctor the other day. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be a part of the people that's laying in the hospital. They tried to put me on some medicine, and you know I know better than that. So on top of me getting my mental health right, I'm getting my physical health back right because I'm back eating raw. I'm going back to my straight clean eating. I'm finna get rid of meat. That's the goal for the next 2 months. I started on at the grocery store on Wednesday, so you know I'm gonna be having recipes, and y'all gonna see cooking with Frank with fresh vegetables and stuff like that because you know we ain't trying to have no pills, no medicine, and no nothing. So you know that's my success story for the week. Got a lot of stuff done. Business credit is you know it's coming along great. I'm glad I took advantage of it because it's so fun now to realize that people will give you credit and it's so much better. It don't tie to my personal credit. So also on a personal credit journey, I got some things removed this week. So the letters, you know, if y'all we want to talk about that on a private note, we can't talk about it live, but we got personal credit letters too. So you know, personal credit we got the rights to help. So I got some things removed that I've been trying to get removed for a minute. So that went up. But you know, it's been a good week. I mean, I've been a little tired and happy, but you know, and then I got into Web 3.0 real deep this week, man. That's the new players in the market. We're gonna get to talking about Web 3.0 pretty soon. I think that you know everybody don't even realize how big Web 3.0 really is. It's just taking cryptocurrency and integrating into the web. So I started diving into that, learning a lot about Web 3.0 and all the things that go along with it. Um, real interesting stuff, man. We're gonna talk about it on the show. I'm gonna get some more information and I'm gonna bring it back to everybody else. So it's been a good week, man. A lot of realizations about life and a lot of realizations about life and a lot of understandings within myself about what's going on. So you know, man, all the work I've been started 3 months ago is starting to help out a whole lot for the beginning of the year because really focus on trying to get a lot of stuff done, man, and trying to change, you know, and stop being a using my business and my life as a hobby. You know what I mean? We gonna do it. As somebody said when they came back, it struck a nerve when them two guys went down to Orlando and they said if you treat your business as a hobby, you're only gonna do it sometimes. So you know, it's one of those things. Like I mean, sometimes it was working, but we want to do it all the time so we can. I want to go to the barn. So you know, other than that, that's been my success story for the week, man. I'm glad to see everybody else. Who's next? Ain't nobody else got no success story? Anybody? What we got? Martinez.
Hey,
What's up?
hey,
Success story?
Franco,
Go ahead.
you got your friend. She came on.
Hey, Sequester. What's up, Sequester? Oh, she ain't got her microphone on. Everybody got their mic muted. What's going on today?
I mute my mic when I first get on because you don't know what my background will be like.
So where we at in the class, Sylvester? Sequester, where we at? I know you got a success story.
You caught me off guard. I didn't even have time to think about it. Let's see, the class. So this week I did. I didn't get into any trades or do anything this week. I just listened to. I did options again. I have to write the steps out. So I wrote the steps out. So when I go in, I know what I'm doing because it's just a lot. So, and I listen to the coaching calls, like more coaching calls, because every coaching call you listen to is different. People ask different questions. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now with the class.
Well, that's good. You're moving forward.
I am. I'm really planning to be getting into this very, very soon.
Well, like I said, we can't wait for you to get in it. You'll tell us something else and teach us.
I know. Oh, you know what? I meant to tell y'all this last time. So, you know, I was in a trade. Well, actually, I was listening to a coaching call and somebody asked the question and it was like, what is that reverse position? And the guy, the coach was like, you can reverse like if you're a buyer, you can reverse and be a seller. So I tried it and it worked. I was like, oh my God.
So you can so explain it a little bit. I know you ain't got to go into detail. What that mean?
So if you're in a position and say you are a buyer and the market starts to turn, then you can reverse your position and become a seller.
Now that's something. Oh, go on.
I forgot to say that I did that last week, and I forgot to tell that last week, and I was like, oh, I got to remember this week. But yeah, I was so excited because I was like, oh my goodness! So you can just switch and then start making money.
Well, start. See,
That's what's up. Now that's a good nugget right there.
Listen, that one right there.
That's a good one there. I like that.
What do they call that?
Reverse position.
Reverse position.
Oh man, I didn't even know that.
Now I'm in TradeStation now. I'm hoping that everybody it might be the same wording or something similar.
Man.
Sound like a Uno card.
Reverse.
Right.
It's called
right.
It's called stop and reverse. It's called stop and reverse.
You found it?
Wow.
What is that? What platform is
It's,
it?
I looked it up on Investopedia.
Oh, you just looked it up. Okay.
Yeah. Oh man, this is.
That's cool.
A reversal. I'm gonna throw this up real quick. I didn't know that one. So everybody can see it. Man, I didn't know that one.
Your mic is muted, Stacy.
So this is it right here.
Oh, okay.
A reversal is a change in price direction of an asset. A reversal can occur to the upside or downside following an uptrend. A reversal would be to the downside following a downtrend. A reversal would be to the upside. A reversal is based on overall price direction and not typically based on 1 or 2 periods bars on a chart.
Yep. That's what's up.
Get out of positions they align with trend to prior reversal. They will get out once they see the reversal on the way.
Sequester got it going on.
Go ahead, Sequester.
Sequester, good job.
Yeah, my dollar's paying off.
That's right.
Oh
Yeah.
That's good. That's what's up.
But yep, that's it for me right now. I can't think of anything right at the moment.
Hey, that was a good one right there. We'll be here next week for the next one.
I know.
Right there, that one,
I know.
That's a good one. Any more success stories?
Reggie, where we at? Reggie,
I wouldn't say I don't have any monetary success stories, but I've been making headway on my goals. I wrote my first C# program, my first full C# program, which is a base level program when you use it in Unreal and in Unity. And those are the Unreal and Unity are the backbones of creating things in Web 3.0. I guess that's how I connect it with the group here. And I think I might start looking at moving some of my losses from Bitcoin and a couple other little units over to Sand. So I'm thinking about Sand. Sand seems like it's in a pretty decent place right now. It's been beaten down pretty good, and Sand is one of the monetary mediums for Sandbox. So I wouldn't necessarily call it a success, but every day, I try to make some headway.
Okay.
Man, shoot, that's a success story. If you made any progress, there's a lot of people that didn't make no progress. So if you made any progress up the hill or up the mountain, you did real well.
That's right. A little at a time.
You can move mountains like that.
Yeah, they built the pyramids like that. Big blocks, a little bit moving every time. You know what I mean? So
All right. Well, cool beans. Well,
what you got for us, Stace?
We can go off in the market a little bit, talk about the market like we normally do. And this week, the NASDAQ, believe it or not, with all the red that we saw, the market actually closed up The NASDAQ was up 11% to close at a 0.11%. To close at 1445. And then the S&P 0.77% to close at 4,432. The Dow Jones gained 1.34% to close at 34,725.
Nice.
And yeah, I hate to keep beating on the Dow Jones, but the Dow Jones dropped this week because there was a lot of red in the market, and the Dow, it dropped, and I just kept remembering that at one time it was 800, and I think it dropped like probably 800 points this week, and now it's at 34,000 points. And then another thing, I was reading a book this week, and the book is an older book, and I'm gonna talk about it a little bit later. But in the book, the Dow was at 10,000. When he was talking about the Dow in the book, it was at 10,000. So I say that to say, as a buy and hold investor, if you invest back in 10,000, you'd be up 24,000 points now. And as long as the United States keeps running, chances are the Dow's going to be at 50,000 one day, maybe even 100,000. So maybe take advantage of some of the pullback that we had this week and the week before that, because I think the market's been down over 10 days in a row. So it's been crazy.
I thought it was
Anyway.
over a month.
Over a month?
Yeah, it's like it had one update.
Maybe, but it's been really rough, man. A lot of people are taking a lot of beatings, and I want to say this is also a way that they're getting money back out of the market, because there's a lot of money in the market from new investors who got subsidy during COVID, and they invested in the market, and of course they're gonna get the money back either through taxes, through inflation, which we both have seen all that stuff increased already. The Fed's already said they're going to do a rate hike. Well, 3 rate hikes this year. So that's basically taking more money out of the system. And then the market going down 20 and 30%. And if the new investors sell off, all that money's gone. So I don't know. I just see things kind of getting back to normal a little bit. But anyway, in the sectors, information technology is number 1, real estate is number 2, communication service number 3, consumer discretionary number 4, healthcare 5, finances 6, utilities 7, consumer staples 8, industrials 9, materials 10, and last place is energy. So energy is bringing up the rear this time. And so as far as my little nugget for today is I want to talk about the book that I've been reading, and give you guys a few tips that I got from the book. Got the book here. It's called
Charting
and Technical Analysis by a guy by the name of, I don't know if I can see it, Fred McAllen. And he basically just talked about charts. So I'm gonna bring up a chart, or attempt to bring up a chart, and just talk about it. Let's see, share. Let's see, Trader View. Did it pop up? No.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet. Let me try again. Oh, that's me. My bad. Hey, I gotta forgive me, man. My computer moving slow.
Hey man, you gotta buy a new one, man.
Yeah, something's wrong with it. I don't know.
The process, the process, they don't put all them updates on there, cause like they slick. While you talking, everybody gonna have a problem this year, because what Microsoft did was the new Microsoft 11. It doesn't work with all the old processors.
Really?
Any processor that's over 4 years old, it won't work, and they're gonna stop supporting. They're gonna stop supporting Microsoft 10 to make people buy new processors.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. My computer is acting up so bad. That's what I thought about doing, because things like copy and paste.
They don't work.
I can't even. Nope.
Yep.
Copy and paste won't even work. And like right now, I'm trying to drag my chart over, and I can't even do it.
Yeah.
So you have to see it.
The new Windows version is gonna cut out all processors more than 4 years old.
Okay, got it. All right. Let me try it now. Boom.
Cool.
Okay. So cool. So I got the chart up, and then I'm gonna tell you guys about the tips. So tip number one that I got from Fred McAllen's book. On a day when the market moves back, all right. Well, first of all, in the market, you got these lines right here. I don't know if you guys can see them. The red and the green line, those are actually those stand for a day, and they represent the price of the stock. And then at the bottom, all the way at the bottom, where we got the red and the green lines, those are what we call, that chart is called the MACD, and it represents the volume. So one tip that I got from him, if you're reading the charts, and remember the charts is just data. It's the price of the stock going up, going down. And basically what you can do, you can use these charts, if you read them correctly, to kind of gauge a good entry point and a good exit point of a stock. So on a day when the market moves back, the volume is light. This tells you that big money is buying. And what do you mean by big money? He means the hedge funds. So when the volume is light, meaning down at the bottom, right here, see my mouse? No. Yeah, it's not working. But anyway, the compressed lines, when they're compressed at the bottom, that means the volume is low. When they open up, that means the volume is heavy. So basically what he's saying is, if the market is moving up, so if it's in an uptrend and the volume is light, that means you got a lot of big money going into the market. And one of the rules of the market is, follow the money. So if you see that indicator happening, then it may be a time for you to enter the market, basically what he's saying. The market pros only buys when the risk is low and the reward is high. Okay, so you may ask yourself, well, how do you know when the risk is low? Well, by looking at the charts, you can see in the bottom chart, that's what they call the MACD. Anytime there's red, that means that there are sellers in the market. So just say, for instance, if you were interested in buying Ford, which is what we're looking at right now, and you looked out the bottom, and you looked at the MACD, and the MACD, the lines are extremely large, which means there's a lot of buyers. A lot of sellers. A lot of sellers in the market. So if people are selling off in the market, you could look at those lines and say, I'm not going to buy. I'm going to wait until the sellers go away, and then I start seeing green, which is buyers in the market, and that would indicate, a good time for you to enter the market. Instead of, entering the market when the sellers are in there, you put your money in there and it goes down because people are selling off. And it creates more risk. Right. That's right. That's right.
But that's when the Fibonacci comes in to play. That's why we use it. So it also tell you when you can buy in too.
Yep. That's
Well, it wouldn't tell you when it give you a good estimate.
indication, right? So we, like a lot of times, we use more than one indicator to buy into a position. So you may look at, okay, we just talked about the MACD. We have other indicators like Sammy just mentioned, which is the Fibonacci. We also use the Bollinger Bands. So if all these three signals are saying don't buy in, you just sit on the sideline, because at that point you feel there's more risk than reward. But if you look at the charts and all three signals say it goes green, then your chances are a lot better, you know. Number 5, buy at the bottom, you know, not at the top. And always use a stop loss when you enter in a trade. And so whenever you decide to buy a stop, make sure that a stop loss is part of the trade. That's part of your trade. So if you're going to buy Apple, if you're going to buy Tesla, add the stop loss in there too. So you say, okay, I'm going to buy Tesla at, you know, $800 a share. Well, you should also know where your stop loss is going to be.
$800
before you even buy it, because you know rule number 1:
don't lose money.
Don't lose money. Then
Don't
rule
lose
number
money.
2, follow rule number 1. So you always want to have a stop loss. You always want to know what your stop loss is before you even enter the trade to protect yourself. The next one, go ahead, Frank.
And then you know you had a situation of the average stop loss should be set at around 10%, but you'll find that you know what I mean. You might want to change it here and there because they already gonna go down. Like when you see stocks move, they usually go down 10%. They'll go pick up that 10%. So you know you might want to, you got to play with it. But if you, the general rule of thumb is set it at 10%.
And then another thing we talk about stop loss. Then looking at the charts, you know you may see like here's Ford, where Ford is running up, right?
Yeah.
And you say, okay, Ford is up here, it's $24 a share, right? Okay, what you could do as a trader, if you got into this trade, let's say at $20, okay, you got in the trade at $20 and it moved to $21.47. Well, then you got your stop loss set at $20. Then it moves all the way up again to $23. You may set your stop loss at $22.50, right? Then it moves up again and it runs all the way up to $25. So you keep moving your stop loss each time. So when it does drop down, you take profit, and then you can come, if you follow the chart, you take your profit, you can go, when it drops down here to what's 18, no, I'm sorry, when it drops down to $16, you could buy back in and then ride it back up again.
And you're using the profit from the stop loss kicking you out versus it just kicking you out.
Right, the stop loss can kick you out.
You could also use that trailing stop loss?
Right, you can use a trailing stop loss too, where every time the price of the stock moves up, your stop loss, every time the stock moves up, your stop loss moves up automatically on a trailing stop loss.
Yeah.
So you're always protected from the downside.
And that's how you take profit, because if it moves down, you already been in profit, and so you don't lose money.
You don't lose money.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Uh-huh.
And like I said, you can buy back in when it goes to the bottom.
Yep. Another tip I got from the books is, which we already talked about here on Next Play, is don't listen to the talking heads claiming all sorts of brainless prophecies on CNBC, NBC. You know, you got to remember that these guys are entertainers, you know, so they're there to entertain. And so just be careful and kind of decipher, you know, what they're saying. So not all news is real news. And you got to understand who's putting the news out there. You know, who controls the news. So if I want everybody in Next Play to buy Ford, and I'm a hedge fund, you know, what type of information I'm going to put out there for the entire Next Play to invest in Ford on Monday?
I think that's an interesting topic, because I think And I don't think anybody that's watching or anybody in Next Play probably is idiotic, but a lot of people don't look at the news to think that the message is being sent. You see what I mean? A lot of people look at the news thinking it's real news, but no, but people don't. A lot of people don't realize that it's targeted news to
Right.
certain people. You see what I mean?
Right.
Like in order for the stock market to move or any market to move, when you see them start talking about they might go to war, you'll notice that when they talk about that, certain stocks will actually rise on just at the thought of them going to war.
Right.
You know what I mean? When something like in certain it's so targeted that if they talk about unemployment, then you may see a certain type of stocks go down. Then if they talk about good job unemployment, you'll see those same stocks go up. And so a lot of the news is just manipulation because fear and unknown creates a lot of money changes.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And those are my 7 tips that that I picked up from the book. Recommend that all the Next Play members check it out. That way we can discuss it, in the future. And if I would have took action and read this entire book, like when I got it, like the end of December, I would have saved a lot of money because I would have traded differently before the sell-off. So I'm kicking myself for not just taking it and just reading all the way through it. But you live and you learn. It is what it is. Yeah. Anyway, I am not a financial advisor. This is for educational purposes only. Investing of any kind involves risk. Consult a professional financial advisor or a professional fiduciary before you listen to Cash Flow Stacy. All right.
Slam and Sam
like you
or
wrote a
Frank.
script.
Say what?
Frank or Slam and Sam, Sequester, Nicole, or any of them.
I'm definitely not a financial advisor, right?
I
We
don't
just
know
making
nothing
sure
about
everybody
nothing.
covered, baby.
That's right. Thank you, Sam, because I know I'm not.
Stacey, your next T-shirt should say, "Don't sue me, bro."
I can't. Stacey, you was reading the whole script over there. I said he got a paragraph he reading.
Yeah, he do.
Yeah,
I love it.
I got it locked in. You better.
All right, folks. Y'all ready for some news, man?
Man, give us some news.
Man, I'm gonna bring y'all a little bit of news. Check this out. On the news circuit today, we got Boeing invested $450 million in an Evo company called Whisk Aero. They are developing. They have partnered with them and they invested with them. This is a taxi air company. Completely automated everything. So autonomous, jump in, tell when you're gonna go, fly you there. So wow. Boeing has invested its money and they're investing their technology and everything with it. So they're in partnership with this company. They're saying that the what do they call it, aviation sector is due for like a 93% growth in the upcoming years. They were asked basically how much infrastructure they would need, and the infrastructure is minimum because there's stuff around us that we never pay attention to when we're driving. If you look at, you drive sometimes, you see these small little airport signs, airport here, airport there. Well, these are landing pads and destinations that these big class A1 airport companies can't get to. But these small little taxi companies, air taxi companies, will be able to utilize those. So my question to the Next Play crew is there a play in this where we could invest in smaller airports and get a play in on this? Or is this like one of those things? Because now this, I want you to understand how big this is. This is they're predicting this to be a $4 trillion industry. $4 trillion.
during the weekend while I was looking, you know, that's how
You need
a
to
lot of
stop
people,
looking.
you know, that's how a lot of people in the they it's crazy, but the middle class people are now being sold private planes.
Yeah.
And private planes for regular people, that's how people are beating COVID, because now that so many people want to fly private because they don't want to be around other people, private flighting has become the next thing like Airbnb for people that own planes.
Helicopters too.
Everybody that, so it's crazy that you say that, because I actually was looking into it this weekend to try to find all the companies that actually finna offer the service, because a lot of people that's getting out of town, like saying they leaving the country and they get COVID and they can't get back. That's what a lot of the private like small planes are doing, flying to little bitty airports, picking them up for outrageous prices. You see what I'm saying? It's like one couple paid $35,000 to get their family back from Jamaica. You know what I mean? And like, just, you know, they was from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? And so it's interesting because you're talking about private planes and how they invest in them. We gonna have, like, they have services out there, and I hope everybody go look and kind of help me find out. But they have services now, just like Airbnb, that's out there. You know what I mean?
No.
Where people can actually fly. So I think that that's where the investment is going to be. Like, instead
But
of
look, what you don't understand, and what we don't understand as, you know, users of their product, basically, that's what they're doing.
Gotcha.
The aviation department, they don't need They don't need pilots. 93% of their planes are automated already. 93%. All they have to do is sit in the cockpit and sit back and drink their coffee, and the plane flies itself.
Well, no. I'm saying.
But I'm just saying that for the sake of the virus stuff, there's no contact with a pilot. Nobody, just the people that are already in that plane.
Correct.
That are already infected. They're the only ones that's being infected with this technology, with this company. They would be the only ones in the plane. The plane flies itself.
Wait a minute. So it's a completely autonomous plane.
Autonomous, bro.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's next level, and that's at least a couple generations out due to FAA. The same way that autonomous driving is
where they're pushing. They say 10 years out.
Yeah, I understand, but the technology might be there, but the regulations, regulations. I'll tell you, the two most powerful types of people, at least in this country, are people that legislate and people that mitigate, because the law, the law, and then the execution of the law are the two things that have always come into what do you call it? Obstruction of innovation, because these people, all these legislators and things like that. As a matter of fact, how many young legislators are there out there? There's only a handful of them out there, in the country. So everybody that's out there that has the ability to create and or make changes to laws are people. This is the psychology of it, is that these are usually people that represent the old platform. So they're doing everything that they can to protect their interests, because that's where their money is wrapped up in. That's where that kind of stuff is at. I know, because I am an old person who comes from old school practices that deals in innovation. The two are always at odds with each other. They are always at odds. So the thing is that even though that, it's like, like Tesla, for instance, with autonomous driving, they're about almost 3/4 of the way there. But the thing is there's going to be so many everything. That's why Tesla's putting together their own insurance company. It's because there's all these liabilities, there's all this legislation, there's all these things that are going to come into play before autonomous driving truly takes place, before you'll be able to hop in your car and read a newspaper while it commutes you to work and back. That's just not going to happen anytime soon, even though the technology is pretty much there.
Okay, that's driving, but this is flying, bro.
That's what I'm getting at. If it's a couple years from driving, imagine how much it is for flying. I'm in the process of getting my Part 107 right now, which is a miniature pilot's license to be able to fly a drone for money. Okay. Now that in itself has so many levels of legislation. That's ridiculous. And that's for me to take a little half pound of plastic up in the air. Imagine how much legislation is going to take for somebody to just hop in a little life-size drone and commute them from point A to point B. Come on.
Whoa.
Hey, I'm just telling you.
I understand. But
they're predicting
mitigate your the innovation with everything else that takes place. And I understand that they put the money in. As a matter of fact, there's another story that just came out. I'm trying to remember what company. I think it's United. United just started their own school for pilots, where and you can go in there and enroll in their school, and in 8 months, you don't have to have a degree, you don't have to have anything. I don't even think that they even say you have to have a high school education. But you go in there, you enroll, because they have such a vacuum for pilots right now that they are taking people literally off the street. They're starting within their own company. If you want to be a pilot, you enroll in their program.
I ain't flying with them.
And then you come out with a degree.
Go ahead, Franco.
But that story also dropped this week too. And the reason is because the life cycle for a pilot, they wouldn't start this program to bring people in school to become pilots if there wasn't at least, a good 5 to 10 year life cycle on it. They would have made that investment in the school.
That's true. But I ask you this, like, because when we look at it from the investment side, if they're doing all that and they're making all these different investments into it, there's got to be some money already ready there to be made, because of the simple fact that you got a big company like Boeing already trying to innovate and get to the point of being into the sector. I mean,
that was the question.
It could be a while out. But
in
the meantime, the investment opportunities to make money is the focus, and so we got to ask our question. The question All of us are on 3 different scales. Like, even me, now that I hear what you said, and then I hear what Reggie said, and what I was talking about, I'm talking about the services, because they're trying to get people to start taking private. You're talking about autonomy, and Reggie's talking about law. And I think in the midst of all of it, the investment part of it is somebody's going, because like I know that, even like I told you with Plantier, they actually have a company that has an autonomous drone that they developed the software for them to build a drone. So there is an investment going into autonomy and drones and having people be able to fly that I know of too. So all this may be true, but where the money at?
So
what's the question?
I would be looking at, the question that I would ask myself is, right now it's time to be looking at the bottom floor of municipal airports. That's what it is.
Municipal airport.
That there are huge national plays there, but there are tons and tons of small regional plays to be made for municipal airports, because that's where this is all going to take place.
Even like the drones and stuff like that, they'll be landing.
All of that will take place at municipal airports, because I don't know if they'll ever be able to, take off and land at your house. But the municipal
they said airports, landing pads, secondary airports, anything with it.
That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. Is that the whole idea behind municipal airports is that you've got your big Atlanta Hartsfield, okay? But there are at least 3 smaller municipal airports between Atlanta Hartsfield and my house. So the big business is still going to be at Atlanta Hartsfield, but all this drone business, all this smaller stuff, the Uber for planes, things like that, all that stuff is taking place and on the ground level at these municipal airports.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where I would be at least putting my ear to the ground, finding out where the next developments are at, where the brand are at.
So you're saying the municipal airports will be where your investment would be. That would be where the investment play would be.
Yes.
So
into
how do we
municipal
invest in
airports.
municipal airports? That's
Aren't
what
they
we-
privately owned?
Well, I don't know. Let's find. That's what we need to find out.
That's why I said it's time to put your ear to the ground
Yeah.
and find out
Yeah.
what's
'Cause I
going on
mean,
with these municipal airports.
'cause
What
if-
is a municipal airport?
a city airport, a town. Like if you got, like I know I live out in Conyers. In Covington, they have a Covington airport. It's just a city airport that's out on, like the city has small planes, looks like a G3, G4.
Oh,
They
okay.
can fly in. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like you can't have too big of a plane, but the affordable planes that kind of like first one single engine jets or something like that, and the ones that still have blades, they can fly into that. But like you got the DeKalb County Airport here in Atlanta, and anything can pretty much fly into that except for like a commercial liner. You see what I mean? Because they got like small planes that go to like North Carolina and all that fly out of there.
So y'all airport doesn't have like the little prop plane?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
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 Oh,
Little jumper planes. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
it's
call them
like-
jumper
but-
planes.
That's what
But
Covington
a
Airport.
commercial flight cannot land there
oh, okay.
unless they're about
But
to crash.
but they can land at the commercial.
Yeah, they
Airport.
can.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
can.
those
Okay.
smaller planes can.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they usually avoid them
Yeah.
because of all the traffic from the big planes.
Well, the
Yeah.
one here in Charleston, our little ones, that's why I was trying to see what y'all was talking about. The little prop planes, they land on the same runway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's
If
probably the
your
only.
airport is not that big, I mean,
No,
we're
it's not
talking-
like
we're talking,
no, we're not. It's not an
we're
Atlanta.
talking
No,
economies of scale because Hartsfield is literally the busiest airport on the planet.
right?
So
Why would no?
it's
I'm
kind
not
of
talking
weird
about
when we
that.
talk about
Yeah.
things that way. So
Okay.
so yeah.
All
My
right.
my airport back home in Moline, Illinois, that's where John Deere's at. They take all the planes, whether they're big commercial, 747s or little prop planes, because that's the only place.
Okay.
Gotcha. What else you got,
Gotcha.
Sam?
Okay, I got it's called D-Orbit. D-Orbit is an Italian satellite company. They launch rockets, and the way I can describe them is that they are a airspace UPS is the way I would look at it. Because what they do, they work in the middle. They actually deliver materials in outer space. Now get this, they're a new company, but the company's evaluation is evaluated at $1.4 billion.
Who
They have now get this, SpaceX, Elon Musk has already used their services. They've already made six trips. They were
Six trips to
founded.
space, that'll cover market value.
Yeah,
Have you
they
seen
have
the price
already
of postage
delivered
for the
stuff out
space
there.
shuttle?
They were established in 2021. Their headquarters in Fino, Italy. They have 200 employees. They're slated. They've already made 4 deliveries in 15 months in outer space. They're slated for 64. They said they would show profits in 2024. Now, they were just released on a SPAC, supposedly this week.
Do they say who they delivering to, man? I mean, who else?
Man, hey,
What's
they
what-
got
what's the SPAC?
anything that
ticker?
you got NASA that uses SpaceX. Anybody that want to get stuff out there, this is who they deliver for. They like UPS, bro.
Stacy.
Go ahead, Steph.
Oh, what's the SPAC ticker?
Yeah.
I wish I knew. I couldn't find. The name of it is D-Orbit.
Hold on, I got you.
I don't even know if they're out yet.
Yeah,
but
that's
they come out this week.
the next level, though.
Yeah, they come out this week, I think, or they was last week.
That's worth looking into.
That's the next level, man. That's
All right,
next.
I got you. Hold on.
The space is being privatized.
It is. It's being privatized.
Here it is, right here. I got you. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Elon Musk.
It's going to be just like
I think, man, and just a personal opinion now. Please understand, I'm not a fiduciary advisor, and all that. But I think Elon Musk is way ahead everybody when it comes out to the space thing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's SpaceX.
All right,
It's
the
something.
ticket gonna be BREZ.
Hold on. BRZE.
BEZ. So what's gonna happen is Breeze Holdings Acquisition is the SPAC company they're gonna merge with to create the public entity. So you gotta go and look up Breeze, and that stock is trading at $10 a share right now. So in the morning when it opens, I guarantee it'll shoot up.
What's the name of it again? The stock ticker again? BR.
B is in Bravo, R is in Ricky, E is in Echo, Z is in Zebra.
Okay, gotcha.
They at $10.23 right now, and they based out of Irving, Texas. They were founded in 2020.
Okay. Yep,
So-
they're releasing under a SPAC. But
it's
how
interesting
about
that the people in Italy can find somebody in Texas, and Texas is everything bigger. You know.
but all your big companies, a lot of companies are moving back to Texas.
Man, but hey man, that's a SPAC.
Yep. That is a
They're in
SPAC.
Italy.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
They always do it
It's,
like
it-
that
it-
though.
yeah.
It's a
I'm
it's
looking at
a
it.
it's
Y'all
a
see the
gamble.
chart on this?
Nah, pull the chart.
I can pull the chart, right? And I don't know if anybody can find out what the all-time high was for that company, but it looks like at one point, it's still going, man. What, anybody can see the all-time high?
Hold on.
Hold on.
Like the 5-year high on it?
I got it right now.
What you
5-year
got?
high. Hold on.
Now the company just started trading.
It ain't gonna have no 5-year high.
They ain't gonna have it. It's on the
What you got?
SPAC.
3 years?
No years.
2020. It's a 2020 company.
What's your 24-month high?
Ain't no 4-month high. It's just coming out on
I'm
SPAC.
not sure you can find that. If you can find that, then they ain't telling the truth.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna show you. Let me tell you what's going on. So when they
They
first
use
initially
another
offered
company
this
to come
stock,
out.
it
Right.
came out on the stock market at $10.14. So this stock never. This is a company they just created just to somebody to come along and buy it and
That's
use it
it.
to go public without having to pay the banks.
Without having to wait that
Yeah,
time
they
span.
already because it's been $10 and it's only trading at 10.23 now. All time, it's at an all-time high right now.
Now listen to this. I want y'all to listen to this right here. Okay.
Yep.
Breeze Holding Acquisition Corporation operates as a blank check company, which is a SPAC.
Yep, SPAC.
It is
Exactly.
formed for the purpose of effecting a merger, capital stock exchange, asset acquisition, stock purchase, reorganization of similar businesses, combinations with one or more businesses. What is that?
Shit.
You
Exactly.
already know what it is.
Shit.
You already know what it is. But the thing is,
But what is it?
I was looking at the SWOT part of it.
It ain't nothing but a play. That's all it is. It's a sophisticated financial play that is just already just set there for the simple fact that it's like we trying to go buy real estate to make money and flip money. They just create companies to flip money. That's it.
Yep, pretty much.
Hey, in other words, that is the laundromat.
The laundromat. That's what I was about to say. That was
Tell you,
kind of like
Stacey,
laundromat.
I was
We here to
waiting on
clean
you
it
to
up.
talk about that movie.
That is the
That
laundromat.
movie-
Is that not the laundromat?
That's the laundromat.
That's the
Yes.
I was like, oh, y'all are a mess on this. In this movie. But it was
Them jokers say
reality.
they say we a blank check company.
Yeah. All right. So,
Wow.
all right,
Wow.
moving on then. All right, here, check this one out. This one is not a SPAC. This is Rivian Automotives.
Ooh.
They have gone down to the sellers. Basically, they came out with their stocks and they were at $150. Today, they're at $50. Now, the company, the reason of their shortcomings why they did that, they had a couple of oops in their projection as far as their delivery on vehicles, the time of deliveries, they had a whole bunch of like little oops that caused their stocks to start dropping. And Ford took advantage. Ford Lightning stepped in and said, hey, well, we're going to deliver 200,000, and we're on time with ours. Rivian had told everybody we're gonna deliver 100,000, but wait a minute, we're a little bit behind. We're not gonna meet our points and stuff like that. So it caused the price start dropping on that stock. But Rivian is still, I think, a solid company. It's my personal opinion. Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Doesn't Ford have a significant interest in Rivian?
Correct.
A significant one.
Correct. Ford is the one that gave most of their EV technology to Rivian.
So for their stocks to hit $50, don't you think that they're okay? We're gonna let Lightning make their money, but we're gonna get ours once ours start releasing. Have you guys seen that truck, Rivian truck?
It's nice.
Yeah. There's a number of deliveries, and they're all over YouTube.
And they've
delivered about 500 of them.
I think that once they start delivering and they start making good on their promises, that their stock is going to rebound.
Yep,
it's going to rebound. And right now at $50, I think it's about.
I mean, we pulled the chart.
Yeah, the truck.
I mean, it's chart is ugly.
You can't pull a ticker on the shit.
The chart is ugly, bro. It goes straight down.
Yeah,
straight down.
You can't really pull a ticket on it because like it ain't going. Like they do got like what you gonna have is you're not gonna have a real nothing to pull from because it's still so new. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But the company fundamentals are solid, and the reason is because that truck, even though it's only been released this year to the consumer, that truck has been in development and in real life training for the last 4 years. They took that truck on an expedition. The dude from The Walking Dead and another guy took a set of 4 Rivian trucks all the way like up the Amazon. It was like a year-long trip through the Amazon. You guys can look this up. And this was done like 2 years ago. But this is how they developed the truck and worked out all the kinks. Is these guys literally drove it through all the way through Africa. So
the truck is solid.
Yeah, the unit is solid. The company fundamentals are solid. And and on top of it, they have significant backing by the company that just did better, which is Ford. So in a way, when Ford wins, Rivian kind of wins, and vice versa, because
now you do know Rivian just lost $4 million this year, and they're slated to lose $5 million this year.
That's chump change.
Over the last 2 years, they've lost like $9 million. Huh?
One of the things about Rivian, it just hit the stock market in the end of November, so it ain't no real. The numbers that everybody see are gonna be for the private numbers that they reported, because like the numbers they're not really right because they didn't come out till like November, and they came out on a SPAC, and then you know what I mean, like it went public on a SPAC, and then the numbers don't really match up because you only really have but a couple of trading weeks in the end of the year. And a couple, you know what I'm saying? Because it was it wasn't really, the numbers really ain't really real yet. It's gonna take some time to see the numbers.
They came out in a laundromat too.
Yeah, basically. Basically. You know what I mean?
But this company is solid.
I mean, it's a solid company because they actually got a real product. They got a real product.
I'm just messing with you, man.
They got a real product that they got real trucks, like he was saying about the test and everything. Like they got real trucks, so it's gonna be something people want because people like the new technology, the new something new with a new hot name. People are gonna buy it. It looks different. It's different styling. You know what I mean? Somebody's gonna buy it. It's just like when Tesla first came out. When Tesla first came out. They new truck coming out soon too. Yeah, but when Tesla first came out, people bought into it because it was like, hey, I want to have it, the newest thing. So everybody's already in acceptance of electric cars, and this is the first sport. And it's getting better. Like the proposal is getting better mileage than Tesla. You know what I'm saying? It's more rugged. It has more features. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just slow on the production. So I do believe it's a good company, but it's kind
Oh
of
yeah.
like Plantier. Like, I think it's going to take some time. You know what I mean? So if you're going to buy it, yeah, I think buy it when it started going back up. Because at $50, you got to realize in November it was $179.
Yeah.
Wow.
The
Okay.
ticker on it, if you anybody want to look it up, is RIVN. But in November it was
Yeah.
$179.
Oh yeah.
And so what you got
It was
is,
up there.
yeah. So if it's at $50, I don't see
It's a buy.
I don't see this going to zero because they got too many. Like Rivian got a whole bunch of other products that it's actually doing too, and it's basically like Tesla with part supplies and batteries, and it has a lot of patents on a lot of other stuff too. That's how the company came about anyway. 'Cause
Yeah,
the
they just bought a whole new plant in
Yeah.
Normal,
Yeah, they bought a plant over in, I think it was Dallas,
Normal,
wasn't it?
Illinois.
Yeah, they just bought. Yeah,
So-
they bought a couple of plants in the U.S. to start building the truck. That's really how they got behind. That's why I say it's a buy because they're already expanding. It's just that some other companies already had the infrastructure. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so that's what got them behind because really them not being able to ship their stuff in. That's why they bought the plants because that's really like I've been keeping up with them for a while because they got like a whole lot of products besides just the trucks. They're just like Tesla. They got other products for autonomous vehicles, and Plantier actually worked with them too. You see what I mean? That's how I really got into it. Plantier did some more software work for them as well, and so that's where you find like they got a product, they got something going because they got way too much financial backing. It's just time.
Yeah.
Part supplies.
Yeah.
Yes. Speaking of EVs, Neo is taking the same hit, but the difference is I believe Neo is because Neo is in China.
Yeah. Neo doesn't like to show their records, bro. They don't like to show their paper.
Yeah. So between the two of them taking the same hit, I would be more. I would lean more toward Rivian.
Yeah. Me
because
too.
These are the people that we know. If we got a problem, we can literally drive to Normal, Illinois, visit a plant, and say, "Hey, what's going on?" The problem is with China, and that's one of the reasons that Neo's taken such a hit. Now, on the positive side, the Chinese government wants Neo to succeed. So, but the thing is that's a double-edged sword. The Chinese government is a real hindrance. Because if they put the kibosh on things, all the government's got to do is say, no, you guys can't do this no more. And then everybody's out.
Yeah.
So, but I put the two of them in kind of the same boat because they both have vehicles that are out in the field doing their thing. Both of them have supply chain issues. But if I'm putting money on the line, I would put it
in your backyard.
I'd put it where I can see it.
Exactly.
So,
my last story, man, is a fun one. Everybody like, was it Diageo Growth? This is the tequila company, the alcohol companies. Sequesters, the tequilas, the Casamigos, the Don Julios, and all them. Actually, in this pandemic, guess what has grown? People's alcoholic thirst. All of them have grown.
Man, y'all
Tequila,
we talked about this.
tequila companies is up 61%. 61.
Wow.
Don Julio alone is up 43%. Casamigos is up 87%.
Man, they been wearing their Casamigos out.
Look, vodka, Kettle One is up 21%. And Ciroc is up 16%. You hear that? If you're going to invest, go with the alcohol. That's be a good investment. Hey, that's my time. I'm Sammy Clark. And hey.
People keep buying that alcohol. That's why we're going to need autonomous
I'm telling
driving.
you, making these tequila companies and everything, making them money, man. But it'd be a good investment. I'm not a financial advisor, so please, hey, consult a professional. That's my time here. Hey, Stacey, you got a question?
Stacey, you
Yeah, I want to say, y'all was talking about Plantier before you talked about Don Julio, and Plantier is down, is still in the downtrend, along with Snow, right?
Yep.
We said they're gonna follow each other. So Plantier is down to $11 and some change. They
What's Snow at?
go down to 5. Man, Snow has been as low as $234, right? But listen, it was at $404 on November the 19th of last year. So now Snow is down to 200, and it's still in a major downtrend. Still got sellers in the market. Past the 200-day moving average. It is just
that's dreadful.
But here's the thing. If you had Snow and you had a trading plan, right?
You would get it.
Stop losses set when it was 4 and change. You would have automatically got booted out of the market. And as the stock falls, you already got your profit. You setting in cash. And so now you're waiting.
Buy back in.
You're ready to buy back in at the bottom.
Yeah. Visa was up too. I just want to let you know. Visa was up.
It's going to go back up.
Right.
Visa was up.
Yeah. Well, what's going to happen is, like I said, that's where Web 3.0 come in there. I wasn't really ready to talk about it this week, but Web 3.0 is where the integration of blockchain into the internet. And so what the whole point about Web 3.0 is being smarter with data, so people can interact online. And so now what you're going to have is big data. That's why big data mining companies came out and kind of got into it, got into the public eye, because of the simple fact that everything revolves around data points and what people can track on the internet, smartly track. So now your advertising is going to be more strategic. Now you're going to have more strategic outputs where you can actually interact with the internet. Because right now we're considered to only use the internet. You see what I mean? We don't actually interact with the internet. The internet is just something we use. The internet can't interact back with us. Now, when you think about how we've been talking to Siri, we've been talking to Amazon, we've been talking to Google, all that data has been kept by these companies like Snow, Plantier, AWS, and they're using it to be able to create it. So these companies are going down, and they're valuable because they're part of the whole next phase of how technology is going to interact. So when you look at these big data companies, they really on sale. Like, I don't know why everything is going down right now, but they really on sale. I think they're going to try to make it where the market stabilize from all the pandemic stuff. Well,
it's opportunity. That's all.
It was opportunity, but again, you got to get the money. You got to get the government got to get the money back.
Got to get that money.
All the retailers who bought Snow when it first IPO'd at what? IPO
120 something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was 120.
$200 who IPO'd and rolled it all the way to the top and thought it would never drop. Bam, it dropped. So
had to sell it.
So the money that they gave the citizens and
the people,
the people who invested in the market, they just got it all back.
Yeah.
Just like
yeah. I mean, that's what it is. The great pullback. But you want to know something, Stacy?
In one form now. In one form. Go ahead.
Think about it. The talking heads about 4 months ago was talking about a massive crash, and everybody's like, "Oh, when is gonna happen?"
Right.
You see what I mean? 4-5 months ago, it was like, "Oh, it's gonna be a massive crash." Everybody was thinking it was gonna happen soon. They waited a few more months when everybody wasn't thinking about it no more. After they don't said it, boom, the market been down for a whole month. The massive crash is here.
It is. No one knew. I didn't think what was going to happen in the first quarter like this.
Man,
yeah.
But that's why they did it. You got to
But here's
understand.
the thing. But another thing is, it just didn't happen this month. It started in November.
Yeah. It started in November. It's a gradual. You know what I'm saying? It just kept going down, 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 down.
And then they throw in a couple of good days and put some advertising and talking heads on. Oh, the market went up today. Everybody forget that you in a downtrend because you hear about one good day.
One good thing, yeah.
1 or 2 good days in there. Ooh,
And
the
then
market finna go back up. You gonna put your money back in. Oh, the market going back up. I'm gonna time it now. Nah.
and then it doesn't help that this pandemic keeps your mind off the stock market. It takes your focus off the stock market. And you be like, man, hey, did you hear about Omari? Nah. Hey, I mean, I'm just saying it keeps your focus elsewhere versus the market. And by the time you refocus on the market, it's done something else.
Yep.
Just like that book, I've been reading a book by Napoleon Hill called Interview with the Devil. And in that book, he sits down, he act like he's interviewing the devil, and you're asking him what kind of tools he uses. And he tells him, look, I use one of my tools that I use and tricks that I use. He said, I call it hypnotic rhythm. It's where you wake up in the morning, you go through your day and everything goes good and everything's smooth. The next day you get up and everything's smooth and lovely. And then before you know it, you're hypnotized and you're just following a rhythm. But when you're following the rhythm, you actually lose the time that you had, that God is giving you. So that's one way you don't reach your destination or achieve the things that you have for you in your life, because you fall asleep at the wheel. But it's a nice read, man. Y'all should really pick it up. You can actually on Audible, you can download it and you can listen to it as you're driving and stuff, man. It's pretty good. Napoleon Hill. Interview with the Devil.
I'm gonna get that. We call it what it's called?
Interview with the Devil, Napoleon Hill.
That name just would have threw me off.
What?
That's a good book, man. I read that book a long time ago.
Yeah, Napoleon Hill, man. It's a good read.
I think it would have thrown Nicole off for the title alone, correct?
What, Napoleon?
No, that title. That title threw me off.
Interview with the Devil.
She on the phone. She on the phone, so she ain't listening.
It's a interview with that's a real good book, man. Because if you know, who else know about Napoleon Hill?
Oh, I know. I know about
like Think or Grow Rich.
Oh yeah, Think or Grow Rich. That's a classic, right?
Yep.
But he wrote so it's really about money and life. You know what I'm saying? When you read it, that's a real good book, man. Because
But the thing with Napoleon Hill, that the title of that book means a lot because it's Think and Grow Rich. It's not Do and Go Rich, but
it's Think.
Think and Go Rich.
So think, and then you fall back into what we talking about, mindset, and it's all the same. Think, your mindset shift. It's all one word. You know, so we think we're on the right track.
Oh yeah,
definitely on the right track.
So, anybody buying anything next week? Any stock?
That's a whole lot.
I'm getting in Rivia. I think I'm gonna go ahead and jump into Rivia. I'm gonna wait and see what that other SPAC do, the space thing. I'm gonna see what we look.
I'm gonna tell y'all about the SPAC because I'm involved in a SPAC right now.
Woo! Don't tell them.
Yeah, I'm involved in a SPAC that I did an option play on, what's called a covered call. And so what they did, all right, it was a setup. They set us up. So in the option world, they lure you in with what's called a high premium. So if you buy 100 shares, you could do what's called a covered call and get a high premium. And a high premium may be like $200. You own 100 shares, you get paid $200. I sell an option to somebody else, and I sit back and wait to see if
everybody cover it.
Yeah, they're gonna cover it. Well, what they did, they gave us the high premium. We got that, but the high premium was baked on the SPAC. It was baked because we bought the stock at $12. It ran all the way to 15, and then it fell off a ledge. So now the stock is back down at $10, right?
Is it because of the stock market or the stock just ain't no good?
I think because it's a SPAC, because if you look at the chart, they did the same thing previously. So
it was a pump and dump.
That's what it sounds like.
Not necessarily a pump and dump. it's a way to raise money because you could raise money like that. You can lower somebody in, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
With a high premium. They come in, all right. You get all this money in. And then you dump the stock. If you don't have your stop loss set, you dump the stock. The company keeps the money. You still holding the shares of stock. So now you're in a rock and a hard place because you got the stock. You don't want to sell it off and take a loss. So you just sit there and hold the stock, and you really wait for the next pump.
So you can dump.
Or you could do another premium. But the company keeps doing the same thing as a company, and you keep building money. You generating cash.
Right.
The company. But then once you get on your feet, then you could just kind of truck along.
Right. What did you call it?
Huh?
Frank, what did you call it?
Man,
A pump and dump.
Pump and dump.
That's a play, man.
Pump and dump.
That's a pump and dump, man.
Because here's the thing.
It's a little Ponzi-ish to me.
Look, here's the thing. Okay, so now we got the stock, right? We didn't pay a whole lot for it. So we got this. We got 100 shares of the stock now, right? So we said, okay, let's go ahead and put another covered call on these 100 shares that we bought a month ago. Well, guess what? There's nobody out there that wants to
buy.
Because they already know it's a pump and dump. That's happening in the crypto world all the time. Pump and goddamn dump, man. You know
Hey,
this the American way, man. I ain't gonna tell you no
Hey, ask me about it in a few weeks.
Hey, it made somebody money. It all depends on which side of the check you're on.
That's right.
Man, that's pump and dump, man. I ain't gonna tell you no. Listen, they got you, man. I ain't gonna tell you no lie, cool.
It just transfers from one account to another.
Hey, listen.
But you gotta lose. You gotta lose a little bit in the world.
Yeah.
Of investing.
Well, you know what they say in the stock market, you ain't lost until you sold it.
Yeah. You know, you hold it to the next time they go up, man. You might be a part of the winner. Because somebody else was like, God damn, that man done got me.
If you look at the chart, man, you see what's going on.
Yeah, they be like, God damn, man. Okay, I should have bought in. But believe it or not, they happen in the crypto world all the time. They like in the crypto world, like they do pump and dump scheme. That's why like it's the wild, wild west. So you just
but it's the wild, wild west in the stock market. A SPAC,
it sure is.
Thank you. A SPAC is just like a bad company in the crypto world.
Yeah,
it is.
They say the crypto world is unregulated. I'm sorry.
That's literally why they're called SPACs as opposed to fully mature stocks.
But guess what, though?
It's legal.
These SPACs are on the New York Stock Exchange. So they went through all these legal processes just to be listed.
Yep.
And they can go from 100 to 0 just like that. And the shareholders are left holding the bag.
They go through those rules and regulations, but they do that because they don't want to wait, the appropriated time for them to go through the regular.
So let me ask you this. So if you can put your money in a SPAC, right?
Yeah.
And it goes up and goes down, and you can put your money in the crypto and it goes
up and down. Yeah. Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, but regulated and unregulated, it's basically still gambling.
The thing about a SPAC that you gotta always realize, it's just another play on a big level. Somebody told me, because it's just like I said, we looking at trying to do real estate and flip houses and certain things in the market. Somebody has to sit down and figure out, if I put $1 million into this company name, get it to go through all the paperwork, somebody will eventually come give me $20 million so they can go ahead and go public and keep, you know what I'm saying? It's just a play. I mean, that's all it is a financial play, because the SPAC itself ain't really doing nothing. It's just a company just for paper. It's just paperwork purposes.
Yeah, it's a blank.
Yep, paperwork is a blank check.
I'm about to say that sounds like a
the laundromat.
Laundromat.
Again.
It's all just paper until you spend
That
it.
movie.
I mean, it's just like with taxes, things like that. You ain't lost money until you pull it out of the market. You know,
Correct.
I mean, so
Yeah.
so the thing is it's all paper until you put it to use. And unfortunately, a lot of people look at it as such, and they don't see what the intrinsic value and what the perceived value, because those are two completely different things. Right now, we're going through that in the what do you call it, Web 3.0. We're going through that right now with NFTs.
Oh yeah.
Because NFTs have a ton of perceived value, okay, but it's not real value. Somebody's NFT that could be worth literally, $60,000 right now, next week could be selling for $3,000 or something, or vice versa. Somebody selling. As a matter of fact, Paris Hilton? She was on Jimmy Fallon last week and just dropped a set of NFTs and gave everybody in the audience a free NFT. Now, think about that, though, because think about Jimmy Fallon's audience. I'd say maybe 30-40% might be young enough to understand and be able to redeem those NFTs, but the rest of those people are not. But what she just got was she just got a huge national plug for those NFTs.
Wow.
So glory be to those who got it for free and were able to get it, because, like I said, the vast majority of those people, I guarantee, don't even know how to get their free NFT. Don't know how to claim it or even own it.
Oh, you're right. Even know what it is. So
that was the ultimate pump and dump.
yeah.
She's now on national TV giving them away. And so for that handful of people that got them for free and can go ahead.
But you notice.
Definitely want to tell everybody, welcome everybody, and thank you for joining Next Play Investors. We had a great time tonight. We're in the after-hour session where we talk over, do the private things. You should join us sometime on the live and kind of see what we talk about on after we go off the live broadcast. You know what I mean? So I definitely want to make sure everybody come back and join again. Again, you can catch us here every Sunday from 7:30 to 9. Join the Facebook group, get in the WhatsApp chat. Conversation is always about things going on, things that we all learning and sharing together. And definitely want to invite you out and actually come in and share what you want to do, or just sit around and learn with the people that's involved. Again, thank you for coming and joining Next Play Investors, and we definitely hope to see you another again. And y'all have a wonderful night and enjoy y'all time.